Welcome back to a new edition of B-Town vs. Big Apple Sports and our final semester here at Dean College. Alex, can you believe it's gone this quickly?
Honestly, Reed, it's crazy to think that this is our final semester. It feels like just yesterday we were recording the first episode virtually, and now we're here in the studio for the first episode of our last semester.
Yeah, definitely right from when we were online home. Now, today we'll be discussing the off-season moves for the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox as pitchers and catchers. Reporting to spring training is just right around the corner. Alex, the Red Sox stayed put throughout the winter. What the heck was the rationale? And it looks like just another lost season in last place to me, no?
Yeah, it's been a disappointing offseason for the Red Sox with plenty of cap space to work with and comments from ownership saying they were going to go full throttle. I was expecting the Sox to make more moves than they have. With that being said, the biggest moves they have made are signing Tyler O'Neill, trading Chris Sale away for Vaughn Grissom, signing Lucas Giolito, and trading away Alex Verdugo to the rival New York Yankees for mostly minor league prospects. As of this recording, both Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery have not signed, and I think that either of them would be a great addition to the Red Sox rotation. And based on the lack of moves, I'm expecting another subpar season from the Sox, with a last place finish in the AL East a definite possibility.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. You have a tough AL East having to face the Yankees. Baltimore's really good. Toronto is 50-50, and Tampa's always dangerous. And then you have A.J. Przinsky asking Ken Rosenthal if he thinks Boston's actually trying, and he just flat out said no.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing offseason. I thought that with the cap space they had and with the comments from the ownership leading into the offseason, I thought they were going to be making more moves and being more aggressive, especially with the amount of pitchers and big name pitchers that were on the market. But that hasn't been the case, and it's been a really disappointing offseason for the Red Sox.
Well, now shifting from the Bronx, down to the Bronx rather, that is, the Yankees' biggest move this winter was trading for Juan Soto and Trent Grisham from the San Diego Padres in return for Michael King, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, starting pitcher prospect Drew Thorpe, and Kyle Higashioka. The Yankees had to upgrade their outfield and certainly answered that call. That was a move that the Yankees had to make considering San Diego wasn't going to be able to pay up, and the success Soto has had at Yankee Stadium would have translated well. The only concern here is that Soto is a one-year rental on an expiring contract. So it'll either go down is if the Yankees wind up winning the World Series this year, it'll be a great trade. Or if they let him walk, it'll go down as the biggest waste considering all the assets they had to give up for him. Trent Grisham was a throw-in player as well in that deal for the Yankees, and they could use as more outfield depth, which they desperately needed. Now, as you mentioned, Alex, the Bronx Bombers also acquired Alex Verdugo from the arch-rival Red Sox in return for prospects. I think this is a decent trade for the Yankees, as they needed, as I mentioned, more help in the outfield. And Verdugo's batting average over the past few years has been above average, as he hit in the last 3 years in the 280s or 260s. I understand that he's had a bad exit in Boston last year as he got into arguments with Alex Cora, but I think the Yankees need a player that will bring an edge that might rub some people the wrong way on opposing teams specifically. If Verdugo performs, it'll be a great deodorant for any trouble he seems to cause. Lastly, the Yankees signed Marcus Stroman to add to their much-needed starting rotation after striking out on Yamamoto. Stroman had a good first half last season with the Chicago Cubs, but then struggled in the second half. He probably isn't good enough to be a number 2 starter, what they probably are thinking, but he's the cheaper option compared to a Blake Snell. The biggest thing for him is to stay off social media, which has hurt him in his career, specifically also when he was back in New York with the Mets.
Yeah, the Yankees had a really good offseason this year. They had, ownership had been saying that they were going to spend and treat the Yankees like a big market team again, and this is the year that they finally did it. I like the Soto trade for them, even though it is a one-year rental. I think they can re-sign him. They have the ability to re-sign him, and if he performs well and the team does well, Soto should want to stay in New York. I think it's a real possibility as well. Stroman, decent add to their rotation. They needed a bit of help there. And behind Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez, who had a bit of a down year last year, Cortez did, but I think he'll bounce back. And with the addition of Stroman, I think their Yankees rotation is just as good, if not better, than last year.
Yeah, they had, as you mentioned, Marcus Stroman and Soto, and I think they still need a reliever and or a starting pitcher to add, so we'll see what happens when they report to Tampa. But that is all the time we have for today. Join us again next time when we preview the NFL free agency for the New York Giants, New York Jets, and New England Patriots. Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day.